he could,
This
and was in
meeting is
way
being
over his head.
recorded.
Unfortunately for him, the Caliph, al-Hakim, was a particularly controversial figure who might have been a little bit crazy, and he was definitely not very happy that al-Haytham didn't do what he'd promised. So, Ibn al-Haytham did what anybody would do. He pretended to be insane and got locked up in house arrest for the next 10 years, until the Caliph died. It was in those 10 years that Ibn al-Haytham made some incredible discoveries and advances in science. See, the Greeks had this idea about the way vision worked, which was basically that we saw through these laser beams of light that shot out of our eyes and landed on the objects we were seeing, and this was pretty much the standard understanding until the 10th century. However, Ibn al-Haytham had been playing around with this thing called the pinhole camera, which had been created by ancient Chinese inventors, but was only really further explained and developed by Ibn al-Haytham himself. He performed experiments on how glass lenses refracted light and magnified images, leading to an understanding of optics that later was used to invent the modern camera, as well as developing a completely new theory of how we're able to see. He managed to accurately describe the anatomy of the eye for the very first time, and then drew from a number of different theories and scholars to meticulously explain how, instead of shooting out laser beams, the eye actually constantly receives light that's radiated from the objects around it. This book, Kitab al-Manazir, was the foundational text in the field of optics for the next 600 years. It's still used today, and it was so influential they named a crater on the moon Al-Hazen in honor of the role Ibn al-Haytham played in developing the telescope. While doing all this, he also just happened to simultaneously lay the foundations for modern science. His reliance on controlled, repeatable experiments and logical processes to explain his theories, what he referred to as i'tibar, was the first of its kind. It was later obsessed over by Roger Bacon, and heavily influenced the work of Leonardo da Vinci and Johannes Kepler, leading many people to call him the actual father of the scientific method. Sorry, Francis. So, the next time you're in over your head, don't worry too much. Maybe you'll end up changing the world, like Al-Hasan ibn al-Haytham.
All right, so what did you guys learn from the video? So I'll just unmute one of you. So, yes, Muhammad.
I understood that he has learned how he saw that from the eyes.
Yes, so he found how the vision actually works. So I'll just choose one of you, inshallah, randomly, and I want you to read who was he. Okay, I'll just share the PowerPoint. Just give me a moment. Yes, is it visible? All right. All right, Zahra, could you read about who Ibn al-Haytham is?
Abu Haytham was the father of optics. He showed us how light works and taught us to seek the truth through observation and thinking.
Yes, Zahra, read the who was he part.
Okay. His full name was Abu Ali al-Hasan bin al-Haytham. He was born around 965 CE in Bukhara, Iran. His profession was he was a mathematician, physician, astronomer, and scientist. He was famous for discovering how we see and laying the foundation of modern optics.
Yes. So Ibn al-Haytham, he was born around 965 CE in Basra, Iraq, and he was also a great mathematician. He was a physicist, he was an astronomer, and he was also a scientist. And what made him truly special wasn't just about how smart he was. He was also curious. So what he did, he didn't believe something just because someone important said it. He asked questions, he observed carefully, and he also experimented. He searched for evidence. And that is exactly how scientists work today. He was also a devoted Muslim who believed that learning about nature helped people appreciate Allah's amazing creation. Now, before we continue, let's learn some science. So, before we understand his discovery, let's learn something new today. What is light? Does anyone know what is light? Anyone?
Ma'am, can I say?
Yes. Yes,
Light is how we can see objects. It enters our eyes from the objects.
Yes, sort of. So light is a form of energy that travels in straight lines. And light also comes from, you could say, lamps, candles, flashlights, and even stars. But here's something very important. We cannot see the objects in the dark. Why? Because there is no light reaching our eyes. So when light shines on an object like a book, like your face, somebody's face, or a football, it bounces on that object and then reflects back, and this bouncing is called reflection. So those reflected rays then travel into our eyes, and then our eyes collects that light and sends the signal to our brain, and then our brain then tells us that's a tree, that's your friend, or that's your favorite toy. So we don't actually see with our eyes alone. Our eyes collect the light and our brain creates the picture for us. Isn't that amazing? Yes. So now we'll be learning about Ibn al-Haytham's amazing discovery. So many people believed that in the olden times, many people believed our eyes were our eyes actually send out the light. But Ibn al-Haytham, he tested that idea with his experiments. He used dark rooms with tiny holes, mirrors, and lights to study how the light actually travels. Then he discovered something that changed science forever, that light enters our eyes, it doesn't come out of them. So this discovery became one of the most important foundation of optics. Optics is known as the science of light, and his famous um this theory, it came into reality. Why? Because he gave experiments, he proved, and he also did experiments to show whatever was given before was not true, because he did experiments to show that this is not true. Now, why does this matter today? Now, this matters because Ibn al-Haytham the discoveries he made, scientists later developed many inventions, and we use these every day, including the glasses. Like some of you are wearing glasses. These glasses that help people see clearly, they are taken from the foundation of his he has, whatever he has found out. It's from his theory. So, and has any of you saw an actual microscope? Okay, does anyone know what a microscope is?
Yes, ma'am, I saw one time.
Yes. Okay, Kinza, do you know what a microscope is? Have you seen one in school? Anaya,
Yeah, I have one at home.
you have one at home, mashallah. So what is a microscope? Can you tell something about it to the like your friends
It's
so that they can know?
it's a device used to magnify a specific specimen so that you can see its features.
Yes. So microscope, that it helps us see those tiny living cells. And then there was also another important thing that we use like every day. Has anyone ever used a telescope? No.
Yes, I have.
All right. So, we use what do you use telescopes for?
To see objects that are in the sky.
Yes. So, telescope helps us explore the planets, the stars, the different galaxies from the sky. So, even the camera on your phone, it works because of the same basic ideas about light, which was given by Ibn al-Haytham. So we also learned about in the video about his greatest book, one of his greatest contributions. So Ibn al-Haytham, he wrote a famous 7-volume book called the Book of Optics. This is in the Arabic, it's called Kitab al-Manazir. So scientists around the world studied it for hundreds of years. Many people even call him one of the greatest, one of the first scientists, because he believed. So many people even call him one of the first scientists because he believed that ideas should always be tested with experiments. He did not just give theories that did anyone does anyone of you know the Big Bang theory? Yes, Aiza.
Big Bang Theory is like some people believe that there was some bang thing in the universe and that started the world or something.
Yes. So this was actually a theory, and there is no proper evidence behind it. That's why it's called a theory. So he did not believe in theories. He said that the ideas should always be tested first with these experiments, evidences, and they should not only be guesses. So now we'll be learning about his faith and character. So before I continue, I'll just ask someone to read his contributions. In 1 second. Fatima, please read the contributions, his contributions.
Okay, Miss Aisha. Wrote the famous 7-volume book Kitab and Malazir, Book of Optics. Work His work became the foundation for modern cameras, microscopes, telescopes, and glasses. He believed in observations, experimentations, and critical thinking. He inspired scientists in Europe hundreds of years later.
All right. So there's also a fun fact that Ibn al-Haytham, he also lost one eye as a child, but that did not stop him from becoming one of the greatest scientists in history. So before I tell about his faith and character, so what we learned till now that Ibn al-Haytham, he believed that studying the universe was a way of appreciating Allah's creation. He was a very humble human being. He was very patient. He was a very honest person, and he was always willing to change his ideas if new evidences showed him that his ideas or his theology was wrong. And this is what a true scientist does. So what can we learn from him? What can we learn from Ibn al-Haytham? Would anyone
And
like
that
to
he
answer?
was Ma'am, that he was a strong person.
Yes, he was a strong person. He never gave up. If anyone wants to answer, you can just raise your hands. Inshallah, I'll just unmute. Rabia, would you like to answer?
Yes.
So, what did you learn about Ibn al-Haytham? What can we learn from him?
He still does discoveries, even though he lost his eye, even though his life went upside down. Uh, he tries to find many things. He tries to discover, uh, and he's very smart.
Yes, but there's one more important thing that we can learn from him. A very important
Uh,
one.
he never gave up.
Okay, that is one of them. He also taught us to be curious, to always ask questions, and not to be afraid to make mistakes. He also taught us to test our ideas and keep learning, because every great invention, every amazing discovery, and every scientist's breakthrough started with one simple question: why? So, whenever you guys have questions, you should always ask why.
Mom, can you repeat the question?
Yeah, I was asking, what can we learn from Ibn al-Haytham? All right. Okay. So, the conclusion we had for today's lesson was that more than 1,000 years later, Ibn al-Haytham discoveries, they continue to help us every single day. His basic concept about light, it even helped those scientists to know the truth. And every time you guys are wearing glasses, you guys take photographs or use microscopes or look through a telescope, you are actually using ideas that begin with a very curious Muslim scientist who wanted to understand how Allah's world works. So be like Ibn al-Haytham: observe, think, experiment, learn, inspire. So now that's the end, inshallah. Now who wants to play Kahoot? It'll be on him, inshallah. So whoever paid attention to the class will be able to answer those questions. All right, let me share the game pin, inshallah. Okay. So I think all of you must know how to join, right? I'll be just sharing the website link and I'll share the pin online on the chat. One, two. Okay, I've shared the game pin on chat. All right, I see Huda, Zayed, and Paris have joined. I'll be giving only 5 minutes, inshallah, so that all of you can join. So we'll start, inshallah, because we'll have a small AI session as well. Are you all aware of how to join? See, you guys have to first.
Miss, that's the pin.
The pin, okay, let me read it out. It's 377 377 2910. All right, I see at least 34 participants. I want all of you to join. So, got it. All right, next question. So, before Ibn al-Haytham, many people believed that eyes sent out rays to see objects. Is it true or false? Yes, mashallah. Okay, so many are right. Next question. What lesson can we learn from Ibn al-Haytham? Stop asking questions, follow others blindly, be curious and seek the truth, or avoid challenges. Yes, be curious and seek truth. Ibn al-Haytham believed that guessing was the best way to discover truth. Is it true or false? Yes, it's false because he believed in showing evidence and not only guessing. Okay, when was Ibn al-Haytham born? 750 CE, 965 CE, 1200 CE, or 500 CE? Yes, 965 CE. Okay, so where was Ibn al-Haytham born? In Cairo, Basra, Damascus, or Baghdad? Right, in Basra, Iraq. Okay, so next question is his work helped lay the foundation for technology such as camera and microscopes. This is an easy one. Yes, mashallah, right. So which profession did he practice? Was he a mathematician, a sailor, an architect, or a farmer? One of the options are right, but he was also an astronomer. Yes, he was a mathematician. So which honorific fits his legacy the best? Father of algebra, the father of optics, or the father of medicine, or the father of astronomy? Yes, he was known as the father of optics. Oh, so we have new people as well on the leaderboard. You have to answer quickly as well as right answer. So the next question is, Ibn al-Haytham believed in observation and experiment. Yes, true. So this one is a trick question. Which century matches his birth? 5th century. Yes, 10th century. This one's a very easy question. True. Okay, this is our second last question. What explanation for seeing did he support? Is it eyes create light, or the light enters eyes, or sound enables sight, or the object creates a vision? I think this is a very easy question. Yes, light enters our eyes. Next question. Okay, this is our last question. Science of light and vision is called optics. True or false? Yes, true. All right, let's see the leaderboard. So on third we have Parisa. Second we have Anaya. And drum roll please. First is Ryan and Ayat. So mashallah, all of you guys, you guys have correctly answered. Everyone is winners. All right.